So, Nico, thanks so much for making the time to hang out on Fear Country. It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
Yeah, great to meet you too. Thanks for having me.
Now, everything that I've seen and watched and videos I've been creeping you on, you just seem to radiate such positivity. It's like you can't help but smile. And I wanted to know, do you feel like you've always been like that? Like it's an inborn trait, or is your positivity a learned attitude that you've worked on cultivating?
That's a good question. I've never been asked that. I think it is something that you work on every day. Uh, I think it's easy to get super stressed out. Obviously, this year has been super stressful, and so it's something that I try to focus on is being glass half full. Every situation kind of can you can choose to view it going one way or the other, and I try my best to always look on the bright side of things as much as I can.
Now, you also talk a lot about how important it is for you to be authentic. And I was curious to know, like, with authenticity, vulnerability kind of goes hand in hand. Like, the more authentic that you are, the more you truly put yourself out there to be vulnerable. So, does it ever scare
Yeah.
you to be that authentic?
Yeah, it does. Songwriting in and of itself is a really vulnerable thing to do, you know. That's why I choose to write my songs with my wife and my best friend. That's who I make all my music with because songwriting is a really vulnerable thing. And you know, those are people that I really trust a lot, to be able to be really open with and be, that I feel most comfortable with. You always got to feel comfortable when you're in the songwriting room with the people you're creating with, or else you won't, you might not like say a line because you're like, oh, I don't know what they'll think if I say that line or something like that. So, but yeah, it's a freeing thing too, because when you're able to kind of like let yourself out and kind of show yourself to the world, it's a little nerve wracking because if people don't like it, if you're being really authentic to yourself, then you kind of take it personal because you're like, well, I guess they don't like me. But if they do like it, then it's a really great feeling because it makes you feel validated that what you're doing is worthwhile. And I've definitely been feeling that with Good Time. It's such a simple song with a simple message, but one that I think is important, especially right now. And that, life is short. It's important to have a good time and enjoy life as much as possible while we're here. And I'm just feeling so blessed that people are digging it and into it. And yeah, I'm a lucky guy.
Now, you've written so much for other people and you talk about how the timing felt right to sort of go out on your own. How do you know when that timing is right for you to become the performer versus the songwriter? Like, that's got to be a scary endeavor making that transition to being at the front of everything.
Yeah, I think I've always felt like I'm an artist my whole career, but the songwriting, producing door opened up first, and so I've always just wanted to be a part of music in any way that I could. I just love music, and I always kind of told myself, whatever it is, whether it's being a producer or a songwriter or an engineer or whatever it may be, I'm just going to be happy to be a part of it. And so the songwriting door opened up first, and I ran through that, and I'm still songwriting. Dirk Bentley's song that's out right now, "Gone." I'm lucky enough to have co-written that. I got a song with Morgan Wallen getting ready to come out, and so I'm continuing to write for other people. But now I feel like it's the right time to kind of let everybody in on what I feel like is my thing and my own little style of country music.
Now, there's so many different definitions of success, and you've obviously already been so wildly successful. But if the stars aligned and you got everything you wanted out of life, what would your definition of like this is I have made it. I have done all the things I wanted to do. What would that be?
Yeah, that's another good question. Yeah, making it is really subjective. It's in the eye of the beholder. And to me, making it is being able to make the music, being a musician and songwriter, being able to make the music that I want to make uh, is making it to me. And I'm doing that now. So I guess in some ways, I've already kind of made it because I'm just being able to be myself and I'm able to take care of my family doing that. And so I feel so blessed. Everything from here on out, honestly, is just a cherry on top. Um, the reason that I wanted to make that shift from songwriter to artist is because I love people. I love connecting with people. And when you're in the songwriting room or you're in the recording studio as a producer, it can be a little bit lonely just because you're not around too many people. And you know, when you're an artist though, you're able to connect with so many people, and that's a really powerful thing. And that's something that I've always craved, and one of my biggest reasons for this transition into being an artist. And so I guess from here on out, my goal is really just to connect with as many people as possible. It's a beautiful thing. Not to get all hippy dippy, but you know, connecting with people through music is a beautiful thing. When you're at whether you're the artist or the person in the crowd, you know, when I go to a show myself, you know, and I'm out in the crowd with the artist that I really love, it's a beautiful feeling when you kind of look around and there's like thousands and thousands of people there, all for the same reason, and that's music, you know, and how it makes us feel. You know, it's a beautiful thing.
Now, I know we got to wrap it up because we got limited time, but I did read a thing that you guys had converted part of of the laundry room into an in-home studio. I have less questions about the studio specifications and more questions just about where are you doing your laundry now? Like, what was the ramification of that build?
Well, you know, we got this house, and the only weird thing about it was it had two laundries. And I was like, why does this house have two laundries? Who needs two laundries? That's so random, you know? So the first thing my mind thought was, forget the second laundry. Let's turn this thing into a vocal booth, you know? And I was lucky because it was right next to the room that I wanted to be my studio. So it worked out perfect. You know, nobody in the world needs two laundries. That's ridiculous. So uh, don't worry, I still got a laundry,
Okay,
and my
perfect.
my clothes are clean. I promise.
Well, Nico, thank you so much for your time today. It was just an absolute pleasure. I really appreciate you making time to hang out on Pure Country, and I wish you nothing but amazing things.
Thank you so much. Anytime, and I can't wait to get up there and hang out with everybody. I always love coming to Canada, and I can't wait to get up there in person and hang out and play some music.